Um, I'm MX. I'm gonna be the commentator for today's race, and let's see. I'm a little late because I was out and about, and yeah, we're just gonna catch up to the final part of qualifying and see everybody do their or attempt to do their fastest lap possible. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll be right there. Okay, here we go. Right? Yes. Okay. So currently, Lifeboat is in P1 with a 21.3. And right behind him is his teammate, that Sim guy. Qatar. It's a very fun track to qualify. It's very much so like a roller coaster. You can go full out. Um, and it just feels amazing. You have a lot of grip everywhere because everybody is running high downforce setups. And let's see what Lifeboat can do in his final run of qualifying. Although I feel like he's the only one who isn't out yet, so let's firstly put others. As Ghost just sets the fastest second sector, I believe. As he is pushing. Final corner in fifth. Is he gonna run out of, he is gonna run out of ERS. What is he gonna put in? He's gonna put in 121.3. That's a new fastest lap for now. It's gonna equal Life's lap, but it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna equal Life's pole lap for now. Let's see if he can improve. If not, that's gonna be very spectacular. 1 and 2. But Lifeboat is looking fast, I assume. He's 4/10ths up. He'll try to go into the 120s. His teammate has lost out on that lap. Let's see if he can keep it together till the end. As he's going down the last corner. Try not to invalidate it as you try to take as much speed as you can with there. And he is going to improve. Just how much is the question? He is going to improve, and he's going to put in 120.874. Nice lap by Lifeboat. And I believe that was qualifying. So, yeah. That's going to be Lifeboat on pole, almost 5/10ths clear off of P2. And then Ghost, Sim Guy, Reshka, spelled wrong, Robin, Rick in P7, Aces, Jacko, RS to round out the top 10. And then these guys all didn't set laps for some reason. Well, it's probably going to be close between these two, but Ghost just not able to put down a good lap, I guess, because he was, I think in the one, in the 08s, in Tier 1 this time, 3 days ago. So, yeah, exciting race, I guess. Let's hope we can see some overtakes, as you can very much so stick with behind people in Qatar, and the DRS is very powerful, so you're able to overtake and not lose too much time, and then just work with each other instead of working against each other, if you so choose to. Yeah. Amazing. We're just waiting for players. Anyway, I guess I can run down what strategies might go through people's heads. It's probably gonna be a medium hard, medium battle. One stop is the fastest, and unless there's a safety car, obviously. The hard tire is a great tire to start on because you do have enough grip instantly. And it starts, I forgot, no, formation lap. So 5 red lights, and away we go. With Lifeboat on Ghost side by side at the start. I do not. Lifeboat getting the better start. There's that sim guy challenging Ghost into turn 1. Is he going to try to make a move around the outside? Yes, he is. Is he going to have enough grip? Not quite. But he's going to send it down the inside into turn 2. And those two are going to be side by side with each other. While Ghost is going to come out ahead of that sim guy, Rush guy. And people behind him are fighting side by side into turn 4, I believe that is. The Appf1 and the Ferrari. Now the Ferrari getting ahead of the Spell Wrong. And as we see people in the back battling it out between one another. Side by side here, the Haas of RS and the McLaren of Zeke. Close but no contact. Well, ETA Chris made a little mistake and Wumux is not quite able to benefit from it. But they are all close to one another. No big crashes in lap 1. So it is Lifeboat behind, it is Ghost behind Lifeboat, and that's some guy not far behind. And we see Lifeboat starting on hard tires and Ghost, and that sim guy chasing him on mediums. So they'll try to get past Lifeboat as fast as they can, if they can. No DRS though for the next 2 laps, because yeah, that's the rule. As Lifeboat puts in 129 to start to end off the first lap. Let's do interval, and that should be enough. As we see here, Rick and Aces are going side by side, and Rick coming out ahead, leaving just enough space for Aces. But Aces is going to be able to fight this one. He has the inside line for the next corner, and he is going to re-overtake Rick, but he is going to go wide as Rick does not. But he is on those hard tires, so he is fighting with slightly dull weapons, as he is going to go for the switchback. Nice move, but it's not going to be enough. Aces is going to be able to stick around the outside, and with those medium tires he is going to be able to stay ahead of Rick. Cute little battles in the back here. So we see that sim guy is struggling to stay with Ghost and Lifeboat, already falling out of the DRS zone, I guess. He's 1.1 behind. He'll have to catch up by the end of next lap, because that's when DRS will be activated and Ghost and Life will fly away if they work with each other. So let's look at the back here. 3 people very close to one another into the final corner, as there is slight contact, but nobody spun. So it is Jacko followed by Wumax followed by Zeke. Or yeah. And Ghost still on Lifeboat's rear, but not quite able to challenge him. He's probably just saving his ERS for DRS time, as he almost gets a track warning there. Fighting very much so on the limit here. Very easy to get warnings in Qatar. It's very annoying, and if you get one and you don't gain time, you're even more annoyed because you wasted one of your warnings on some stupid thing. And even if you lose time, sometimes it gives you a warning, and sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, not too easy to stay without any penalties in Qatar. Let's see how many people can do this. I believe Lifeboat had 18 seconds in track limit violations on Tier 1. Let's see if he can get a little less this time around. As we get to the back of the field, ETA Chris right up Rick's rear. As DRS is enabled this lap, but I don't think he has it yet. Yes, Ghost does get it for this lap, and he is going to challenge Lifeboat into turn 1, and he's going to be fully ahead by the breaking point of turn 1, and that's going to be a move done and clear. As we go back to Rick and ETA Chris, as Chris goes down the inside of Rick, and Rick is going to lose one position to the Alfa Romeo. No, he's not. He's going to dive down the inside and do a little switcheroo, but there's another switcheroo from ETA Chris, but he has the outside line now to Rick. Rick's going to hang this one down the inside, And he's going to get hit by ETA Chris on the rear, but he's going to keep the position because ETA Chris cannot find a way past Rick. As ETA loses the rear, just asking too much of them in that corner, putting power down too early, too fast. And that's going to be the position kept by Rick with some nice defensive driving. And a little blunder by ETA Chris. So yeah. Let's see these guys still battling out in the fight for P10, I guess. I mean, easy to follow. With the cars not giving too bad of dirty air, as Rick makes a mistake, and ETA Chris is going to try and profit off of that one. He's going to challenge him again into turn 1. Let's see if it happens this time around. He's right up his rear. 2/10 at the start of the straight, but he isn't going to get the effect of DRS because Rick also has DRS on RS, who does not. So Rick is going to dive down the inside, and he's going to get that move done and dusted. RS on soft tires, struggling already in lap 5. He might just not have the pace, as it seems. Low on ERS also. So let's see, RS more like a hindrance right now as he gets 3 seconds in these tricky track conditions. And he's going to get a little forced. Well, he's going to drive off the track, if I'm honest. But he is going to be able to stick it. No, he's not. He's going to lose a position to ETA Chris while they are battling side by side. He's just not got the pace, as that is a move done for ETA Chris, who's going to try and challenge Rick again, who is outside of DRS currently. But let's go up to the top 2 guys, Ghost and Lifeboat. So this is a Uno reverse from Friday, I guess. 2 Red Bulls versus 1 Mercedes. And it's Ghost versus Lifeboat and that Sim guy. So, and this time Ghost has, or the Red Bulls also have split their strategy, and Ghost is fighting both of them. So Lifeboat saved up a lot of his energy like he always does, but then he wastes it because it's at 100%, and he just likes watching his energy burn, I guess. As Ghost, he has some saved up, 60%, so he can fight a lot, but he doesn't just waste it. Yeah, I've critiqued it already, and I still don't understand why Lifeboat does this. It just slows him down, but teach their own. And that Sim guy, down to on 40% ERS, probably to try to catch back up to these two, but at least he's within DRS, which is very crucial, because it does give you 4/10, 3/10, depending on how close you are. As Spielberg is very close to Robinette in the Ferrari. These 3 battling out, not quite for the podium, but position P4, as all 3 of them are on medium tires. And that's a Ferrari going wide. But let's go to the top 2. Lifeboat still not using any ERS. So he's just waiting for something, I guess. And the 2 Ferraris going side by side. And that's going to be Robinette not making a move because his teammate does have the inside for the next corner, and it is going to be Reshka keeping that position. And Robinette probably unhappy with that. He's going to try and tack down the inside there, but he's going to back out. And Spielberg is just watching this and licking his lips, hoping a Ferrari's going to make a mistake or something. As we see the Ferraris battling it out between one another. And let's see, ETA Chris finally caught up to Rick again, who has caught himself up to aces in the Aston Martin. Aces on mediums, Rick's on hards, and ETA Chris on hards. So it seems like Rick at ETA Chris having relatively good pace here. As I say that, and ETA Chris makes a mistake, probably gets a warning as well with that. But Lifeboat is really close to Ghost this lap. He must overtake him. He's got to, otherwise it's just gonna slow him down. And there are yellow flags, but that's just a Alpine, I believe, that has retired in the pits. So he's close enough to Ghost. And he's even lifting before he even has to brake, so he just really does not want to overtake Ghost. And Ghost, for some reason, hasn't noticed it, so he is burning ERS, trying to stay in front, even though Life doesn't even want to take the position. Interesting. And meanwhile, Life's teammate, he is able to stay with, maybe that's this plan, deplete Ghost of his energy, whilst that sim guy is able to save up some energy because Lifeboat doesn't even want to pull away. As we see Robinette in front of his teammate, so he has made a move, which we have missed. But let's look at the back. ETA Chris fighting with the Aston Martin of Aces. Rick has got past while we weren't there. Rick going a little wide there, losing some time. And ETA Chris going down the inside of the Aston Martin in a very unusual place. He's now on the outside, and it's pretty dirty there. Not really grippy, and he does lose the position again. So, tough fights in the midfield. And he is catching up to Aces, who's lifting in these corners. No wonder that these guys are all speeding past them, but all the time he's fighting with Aces, he's losing time to Rick. He needs to get this move done and dusted. As I say, this Life finally decides he wants to overtake Ghost, and Ghost is fully behind by the breaking point, so he's not going to be able to challenge Life, because Life got that inside for turn 2, and that's him gone. So that's him guy caught up, and he has double the ERS now of Ghost, so maybe that was the plan. And if so, touche, or whatever you say. I tip my hat off to you, Life, and that sim guy. As Ghost gets 3 seconds, that's going to be crucial for the race. He was able to keep it clean on Friday. He's not able to keep it clean in Elite. This tells Ghost and that sim guy that they do not have to push as hard as they would otherwise. They can relax now a little bit, as Lifeboat does go very wide there. I'm not sure if that was a track limit violation. These guys still very close to one another. Spellground right on the rear of Robinette, as he has lost the position to Reshka. Maybe they're working with each other, profiting of one's DRS, and just making sure that Spellground doesn't get both of them at the same time. As I say, the Aces gets 3 seconds, and he has fallen behind his teammate. So Ghost, he is challenging Life. He is in front of Life. And he's back into P1, but he's got 3 seconds. As Rick has spun, I believe. Where is he? Yes, Rick has spun in the final corner. He's lost a couple of places. That's going to be a very frustrated Rick. As we see, oh, that's just Seth Molly going in the pits. Okay. Well, let's see. Lifeboat, he is chilling. His tires are probably the best of these guys, since medium tires are starting to run low. And he's got the most ERS out of all of these guys. And he's got no penalties, so it's looking good for him right now. But let's look behind them. Spellgrog has gotten past Reshka, and he is looking to overtake Robinette. Let's see if he's able to. You don't have to lift for these corners usually. And as I say that, he does run wide even if he is lifting, so maybe just got a very low downforce setup. As we see, very loose rear from Spellgrog, and he is able to challenge the Ferrari. He's be able to pass the Ferrari by the end of the straight. No, he does not. He's gonna, I don't know what that was. Sit back, I guess, and he's gonna hit him. That's a, well, I do not know what that was. A frustrated Ferrari now. And ETA Chris has gone past these guys. So ETA Chris now in P5 behind Reshka. And the top three still within 1 second. So this does look like the tier 1 race of Friday with, oh my god, as that sim guy and lifeboat both get penalties at the same time. So the top four all having penalties. It might be a win on penalties by the end if there is a safety car, as lifeboat goes wide again. He doesn't even need to push, and he's just losing. He's not staying within the white lines. Well, to each their own, I guess. As we see Reshka struggling on exit, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to find my words. Didn't lose too much time though to ETA Chris, so he should be good. As we see Wumux fighting with the Ferrari. He's not going to be too happy about that. He was running, well, within the top 5 the whole race. He had a pretty nice race. And then, yeah, I guess Spellwrong just didn't expect him to break that early, although I don't feel like it was that early. As Aces gets another time penalty. Let's look at the penalties. So 3 seconds for most of the people. Spillrun on 6, Aces on 9, RS on 6, and Fuzzwad on 6. Well, I mean, I don't know. Shouldn't be too difficult to stay within the white lines. Lifeboat, 3/10. He's definitely going to be able to overtake Ghost on this lap, and he is. He's going to be side by side with him. He's going to be in front of Ghost, way before the breaking point. And Ghost is going to slot into P2. Not that it matters, because you're very much so able to stick with the car in front of you. But yeah, good overtakes. The real challenge is going to be at the latter stage of the race. So, Ghost is low on ERS now. Let's see, ETA Chris. He is battling P4. He's catching up to P4, and he's got no penalties, so he seems to be, well, he seems to be having a good race. As we see Ghost getting out of the 1 second window. He probably made a mistake, otherwise I couldn't explain that. As Ghost and that sim guy are both pit at the same time. Try not to speed on the pit entry. That's going to be the difficult part. As that sim guy doesn't get a penalty. No, he does not. He definitely gained some time on Ghost there. That was very close. Wait, I want to see that. So these guys very close to one another. Ghost braking a little earlier than that sim guy, and both of them going to come out behind Rick. Maybe not both of them. Maybe just Ghost. No, I mean that sim guy, as Rick goes very slowly. I mean, that looked like he, yeah, never mind. He can do whatever he wants. As he tries to keep that sim guy behind. But he is not quite able to do that. He's going to be fighting on with blunt weapons. He has much worse tires, and he's not, just doesn't have the pace. but he has given Ghost a good time window, which that Sim guy now needs to make up again. So a good teamwork by Rick there, from Ghost's side at least. Yeah, let's look at EJ Chris. So EJ Chris, side by side with Reshka as he pits. So let's see who's got the right strategy call on this one, and who's got the pace in the long run. As we see, EJ Chris has gotten a penalty as well. So everybody in the top, I guess 8, not quite, 6 having penalties except Robinette. But he hasn't pit yet, so that doesn't quite count. Wait, am I tweaking? I feel like more and more people are just getting penalties right now. Anyway, let's go back to Ghost and that Sim guy. The gap has gone down to not quite 1 second, barely 1 second. These are going to be crucial times for that Sim guy, and he's gone a little... Oh no, he hasn't. It's fine. So Ghost and that Sim guy pushing. As that Sim guy gets another 3 seconds, that's going to be bad news for him. He is pushing very hard, as we can see, to stay within that 1 second. The lifeboat is chilling. In P1, he's got 11 seconds to the car behind, but that doesn't say it all, because Ghost and that Sim guy are on fresher hards, doing faster laps, and creating a gap between him, which he has to catch up. As that Sim guy gets the fastest lap. Taking very interesting lines through turn 1 and 2, I guess. Ghost defending, I guess. I don't even know what to call this. I guess I'd call it ignoring that Sim guy. He's not even looking in his rear view mirror, as it seems. He's not concerned about that Sim guy. I guess that's not where his fight is. As life gets another 3 seconds, how hard is it to stay within the white lines? Well, let's see how many more they can get. So that Sim guy, 2/10 to Ghost. That means that he's definitely going to be able to pass him, as Lifeboat has boxed. And he's going to come up behind that Sim guy. And Ghost, just how far is the question, as he has, Ghost is going down the inside, and Lifeboat is coming out right behind these two guys on medium tires, fresher tires. So, Lifeboat, having good cards currently, but he has 6 seconds in penalties. And he's probably gonna go out of the white lines a couple more times. So, this is gonna be a race won on penalties. Is Ghost able to keep it within the white lines is the question, and not get another penalty as well. Because, like I said, you just gotta stick within the DRS, and then it's so powerful that you should be able to, fall out of the 1 second window by the end of the lap. So yeah. As ETA Chris now boxes, he's had a phenomenal race. Started very far back and worked his way up. As Aces joins him. as we see Ghost trying to get up to P1 again, and he is gonna get forced though to go around the outside, slightly slower line, but he is no problem for Ghost since he is almost a full core length ahead by turn 1. ETA Chris not wanting to fight Lifeboat, I am assuming too much, so he's gonna move over. No, he's just gonna make a mistake, which allows Lifeboat to move in front of him. Spelldrawn getting 3 seconds. Yikes. So Lifeboat just able to follow Ghost, even having to lift through that corner because Ghost is very slow through these. Should be no problem for Lifeboat to get in front, but getting in front is not the hard part. The hard part is pulling away a whole second by the end of 1 lap, as that sim guy gets another 3 seconds, not able to keep it clean. Is he able to send it down the inside on Ghost? He's gonna try. Not quite able to though, and Ghost is gonna sit back and stay in P2, and he's already 5/10 behind Lifeboat, but catching up again. Lifeboat really needing to pull out of that 1 second range. He needs that, and he needs his teammate to attack Ghost, as Zizek, or the McLaren, has spun, but no damage. And no safety car, so all good. Lifeboat 6/10, that would not be enough. He needs to burn his ERS to get in front of Ghost, or outside of that DRS range of Ghost, because that's the only thing that's keeping him with Lifeboat. 8/10, 9/10, and as it reaches the 9/10 mark, Ghost deploys his ERS button. 8/10, 9/10, it's going to be very close between these two as Ghost runs wide, and he is outside of that DRS range. 1.1 seconds. Not only that, but that sim guy is 4/10 within Ghost's car, I guess. And he's going to be able to go side by side with them. He's going to be able to get the inside, the faster line, and he's going to be a full car's length ahead by the braking point. So Ghost losing out on all fronts there. And now if that sim guy works with Lifeboat, I mean, this could be a win for Lifeboat. It's going to be very difficult for that sim guy to pull anything other than a P2 here at best, because he does have more penalties than Ghost, and he's on worse tires than Lifeboat. But it does seem like he's slowing Ghost down, at least a little bit. As Ghost did try to make a move there, but he's not quite able to do one, because it is very hard to overtake anywhere else than turn 1. As ETA Chris gets in front of Reshka, these two battling for P4. A little feisty there. Hopefully no too big of a contact, and ETA Chris gets past the Ferrari. Was that off the track though? No, it wasn't, by the seams of it. As Lifeboat gets another 3 seconds, that definitely does not help his case of trying to win this. As ETA Chris does get a track, whatever, position gained by being off track penalty, but he's going to fight that one in court, I assume, as ETA Chris tries to fight with Ghost, but he's not able to keep the position. So Ghost slots back into P2. Lifeboat now 3 seconds ahead, but if my calculations were right, he needs 6 seconds. 6 seconds in 8 laps, that's a lot. So he definitely needs ETA Chris to slow Ghost down a little more. Lifeboat very low on ERS now. Yikes. Ghost running very wide. This is going to enable that sim guy to stick with him, get that drag, get within his drag, suck up to Ghost's rear, and he's going to be able to catch up on the start and finish straight. Let's see, 3/10. It's not a huge amount. I think it should be close enough for that sim guy to challenge Ghost, as we are riding on board with that sim guy. Ghost is just gonna let him pass. He lets him take that inside line and go in front of him. Now that sim guy, is he gonna work with Lifeboat? Is he gonna take these corners a little slower than he usually would? As it's 4.2 seconds as it is right now, 4.4 seconds. It does seem like he is slowing down Ghost. And Ghost just doesn't have an answer for it. Ghost down the inside of ETA Chris. He lost the rear, but he's able to fight back, able to stay on that outside line. That's going to be another warning. And it's going to be a snap of oversteer, but that means that Ghost is going to get in front of that sim guy, and that's going to be for good, as far as I know. No, Ghost doesn't use any ERS, and he's going to let that sim guy just catch back up. As Ghost is out of that 6-second range of catching Lifeboat. Now that sim guy, he's 6/10 back. That's a little too much for even the DRS of Qatar to help him with. Or is it? He's gonna not quite send it down the inside of turn 1. Well, he's just gonna sit back and try again next lap. And whilst these two fight for P2, let's look at Lifeboat. He doesn't have any ERS left, and he is on aging tires, but if he plays his cards right, he should be able to get that win over Ghost, as long as he stays within the white lines. 8/10 between that sim guy and Ghost. So it does look like Ghosts have better paced overall than that sim guy. The gap now being almost 1 second. As Spellrun gets another penalty while we're on board with him. So ETA Chris in 4th place. He does have 8 seconds of penalties as that RS crashes, and that's going to be a safety car. That's not what Lifeboat needed. That's exactly what Ghost needed. This means soft tires for Lifeboat. Soft tires for everyone up and down the field. Well, for all they say I'm lucky, I'm pretty sure Ghost is one lucky man over and over and over again. But this is exactly what Ghost needed in this race. A late safety car due to the penalties of Lifeboat and that sim guy. Well, this means it's going to be a fresh start. And suddenly, if Robinette stays clean, doesn't get huge damage, doesn't crash, he could definitely end up P3. Yeah, it'll be 3 or 4 laps remaining. And if he stays within 4 or 5 seconds, he could definitely get P3, P2. Maybe. As we see everybody in the pit. Now, Ghost, yeah, he just didn't need to speed in the pit lane, and he should be Gucci. He should be good for a win here. As everybody is heading in into the pits. As Reshka gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding. Yep. Now, I'm not quite sure where RS crashed, but we're riding on board with Fuzwad, and we'll get a better feeling where once he's past RS. So right there, out of the exit of the penultimate corner. So yeah, high-speed corner, and then A-Link tires is a great combination for a big crash and a DNF. So here we are, Lifeboat in trouble. Ghost, he looks very steady for a win here. ETA Chris, definitely able to get in P2 if he plays his cards right. And then, yeah, rubbing it, looking great on those 0 track limit penalties. As we see Aces going wide on their safety car. So, unless that Sim guy is going to get in front of Ghost and hold him up big time, that win is basically secured for Ghost. As the safety car is going to stay at one more lap. One more lap. As I believe Fuzzwood is a lap down. Huh. Yeah, seems to be. Well, let's see how many warnings Robinet has. Oh, that does not seem good. Yeah, a few lap times. Or not. Hello? Okay. Why can't I press anything? Uh-oh. I feel like my game just crashed. Hello?